Yeah, go ahead and make a history check, Hangman.
Maybe.
Well, it's up to you to tell us.
Yeah. Nope. 4. That's a 4.
There's it with what's happened in the past hour and a half. It's hard to really slow down and think about this, but it feels like it's triggering something somewhere in your mind, but you're not sure if it's from a story or from your personal experience or what.
Okay. So,
Is anybody else trying to, do a mental catalog of Redman?
I'll try.
Okay, just
From a history.
anybody who's trying to accomplish this, make a history check.
lost on it.
Yeah,
I'm too focused. I'm too focused on like trying to figure out what went wrong.
I'm
Does my
contemplating things
noble education jog my memory at all?
My
still.
noble
I
education.
think I'm gonna leave this in Wayne's
No.
hand too.
No.
Your noble education doesn't do anything, but with your personality, for lack of a better term, in keeping yourself distant from a lot of emotional things happening around you, especially this kind of tender moment that was happening between these two, you're a little less in the moment than everybody else, and you kind of just are internally thinking Redman, and then it clicks where you remember on your very first adventure together, all four of you rescued that gentleman from the cave with the orc, and the orc had said something about working for a red man.
That's right.
Oh wait, that'll be in here
I
then.
knew I heard that, and I thought somebody wrote that down, but I'm totally.
Yeah.
I'm a
that
forgetful
would've been.
man, so I don't know that. for
Dell
sure.
Farm, no. Cave. Cave.
I'll say like this is it's something. There's something in that's.
It's a cave where he.
It's
beat the shit
now
out.
that I'm thinking about it, it sounds something
Yep.
familiar. I don't know what though. I have a
That-
poor memory sometimes.
Some Molder Dash.
His name was Molar Nash, and he was
Boulder
talking.
Dash.
No,
It was
Molar
Molar
Nash.
Yeah.
And he was talking about his master, the Red Man, reward for torture. Oh yeah, because the guy was manacled to the wall.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, Wainwright, you recall all this information being exposited towards you with your recovery of this guy and talking to Muller Nash and everything.
And I turned to Wainwright, noticing that he's got the wheels turning. Does this ring a bell?
I remember that Molder Nash guy talking about it. The
Molder
first mission we did.
Molar Nash. The orc?
Yes, sir.
Orc.
Do you remember him?
It's starting to come back to me.
I remember you in the shitter.
Yeah.
You went in his shitter.
Early on, when I was digging through the poop,
Yeah.
it was there.
Is that where the red man was?
There
At
was
this
no-
at this point, I like get up, don't say anything. I just kind of like walk inside, still kind of like looking at my hands, and I just like walk into my room, and you guys hear my door just shut.
Richard Richardson's already in there. You forgot to lock it on the way out.
Actually, Richard is just now like coming out of the door to the main entrance to the keep, and he's rubbing his eyes and the short pajamas that he's wearing, and he is just looking around, and he sees you, Wainwright, and everybody else on the ground, and the puddle sort of in front of you, and his eyes open wide in a shocked expression. He just looks at you and Wainwright, and he says, "Great bouncing beholders, Wainwright. What is that?"
This was an
I
old
want
friend of ours
prestidigitation
who
to
was
make it look like a cake. Give it to
mutated and tortured with magic.
make it smell good.
And we think there might be a connection between what happened, who did this to him, and a foe we encountered in the past.
And why does he want me?
Yeah, and he wants Hingman for some reason.
Is that going to happen to me?
No, I'm not gonna let that happen to you, buddy.
But and he's just now like breaking down into tears where he doesn't know what is happening. He's just woken up, seeing this evidence in front of him, and is just like so distraught right now.
Okay.
What I want to do is kind of usher
I should-
Hingman inside,
Yeah.
kind of to get Hingman away from the the mutiny or the whatever.
The
I
viscera.
should do the same
Viscera.
with
Viscera.
Richardson.
Yeah.
So put a fatherly arm around Richardson, guide him in.
And I do the same with Hangman. I kind of just grab him and usher him in.
I'm all weepy and shit. I'm sad.
You guys just hear like really loud kind of hammering. Just no like rhythm to it. It's just bam, 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 bam.
Angry hammering.
Yeah, I go find Wednesday and donuts, and I pet my puppies, my buddies.
I guess I want to go check on Heskar too.
So certain members are consoling one another, and Knox is going off to see if he can pick the brain of Heskar.
I'll give it a knock when I hear a knot clinging on the anvil. Just
Still just you hear it just really loud, and after like a couple more seconds, I'm just like, go away.
You want to talk about it?
Just hear bam, 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 just loud, just a little louder, just really just kind of not rhythmic at all, just really kind of like loud hammering.
I take note of the anger of the hammering and not the religious way that he usually does his craftsmanship. So I kind of leave him to that, let him vent with that, and find my way back to my quarters and try to go back to sleep.
Are you guys just leaving the remains outside there?
I'm not
Well, I
touching
want
it.
to try
No.
to
I
put Richardson back to bed. And
I
then go out and clean it up.
I intend to do something about it, but I just needed some time. Just needed to decompress for a minute.
Yeah, I was just curious if it was anything immediate.
Soon to be immediate.
Right. Where are you?
Incipient.
What are you looking for?
Which one of you is a better detective?
This one. Actually, I don't know.
Does that include like scientifical things?
Probably not. I'm investigation. I'm good at.
Because basically what I'm gonna ask is if
Perception too is pretty good.
if whoever's the best can and like wants like a sample or something of it to test.
Oh, that'd probably be this guy for testing samples.
Okay. And where are you at right now?
I'm on my way back. I just got done knocking on his door,
Okay.
Escar's door. Now I'm walking back.
I'll get up from petting the puppers and go to Knox and ask him if he would like before I deal with his remains, if he would like if he would like a sample of his tissue or whatever's left there to study or investigate. See if that can help us in figuring out what happened. Or figuring out information that we can get.
If you wish me.
I want to do everything possible.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
that'd
I'll
be-
see what I can do.
Okay.
It's up in the air right now. I don't know.
Okay.
Just to let you know, I'm not gonna put your hopes up there.
Right. But as long as, I mean, even knowing that doesn't lead us anywhere is helpful, because if we didn't investigate it and it could lead us somewhere, like it's better safe than sorry, essentially is what I'm saying.
I got you. All right.
And then I will go out to the remains.
I can move you.
Let's see.
And just in the short time that you guys have left the remains that are outside, a lot of the wetter aspects of it have sort of either evaporated or seeped into the ground, and you're just left with a lot of more meatier chunks and bones and things.
Okay.
What do you wish me to grab?
Um.
I don't want to desecrate this, so.
Right. I mean, whatever you think the best samples you give. If you take some tissue and if you take a little bit of bone,
Okay.
maybe just so we can test the things that are there that are still there anyway.
All right. I start carefully inspecting the remains and seeing what I can grab.
Okay, just make an investigation check, please.
Looks like a natural 20.
Ooh.
Just sifting through everything and, in your opinion, picking out the most applicable specimens from this. You get a little bit of the tissue with some of the remaining blood-like liquid, a couple chips of bone, a tooth, just for good measure. And as you're sifting through everything, you've uncovered this small, rough, ruby-looking piece of stone that is only about the size of a grape, and it's just sitting there in the remains of George.
I think I found the culprit.
What is it?
And I show him the little ruby.
It's red. Like the man.
That indeed.
Is there anything you're picking up off of it right now?
This might be the catalyst of this transformation, but I don't know for sure.
Well, we should definitely bring that to the attention of the other dudes too, because that's a big major clue.
Would you like it?
Sure, I'll take it for now.
Okay, I give it to Hingman.
And I'll slip it in a little pocket or pouch or whatever.
Keep that safe.
With my life. And then I'll go in quick and grab like a, I don't know, like some sort of like fabric, like a blanket or something, and bring it out, and I'll move the tangible remains that are still there onto the blanket, and then like what kind of bones are there right now?
There's a few of varying sizes, like from what would make up the foot, like small pieces of toe, and larger ones of the actual arm itself. There's some ribs. There's a couple of spinal columns and things like that. The skull is intact, but a lot of these bones they look like they've been broken and then poured back into a mold and then broken again and poured into a different size mold. Like they just, one end might be a lot larger than the other end, so it just seems like it shouldn't really fit together as a solid skeleton.
Right. I'll bend down and pick up about a quarter-sized circular bone of some sort that's down there, or maybe a little bit bigger than that, like 50-cent piece.
Yeah.
Like circular type bone. And then I'll slip that in my pocket. And then I'll take his skull out of the blanket
I did that.
and set it back on the ground. And then I'll gather the blanket up and take it into a little bit like all the ways into the woods. And then, well, actually, okay, I'll keep the skull with me. Actually, I'll keep the skull with me. I'll take the blanket with the remains out into the woods, and set it on the floor there.